Hello guys, I'm going to show you a super strong LMG Sharpnel build with high DPS. You can click CC for subtitle. It's great for clearing endgame contents in hard difficulty PvE server. The regular DPS can peak over 200k with just food and bullseye without deviation or lone axe warfare buff, so it's very easy to play with huge magazine size. But if you activate all the buffs, which we don't usually do, you can get 350 to 400k DPS, especially in the winter server. This is level 60 pro treant on hard difficulty Maniba server. You can kill the winter treant even faster with this build. However, I did get better performance from other weapons for the final Leah Lab boss fight. This is also great for Pro Prime War. We normally get a few seconds only to dish out a ton of damage, and with this build I don't even have to spend the full mag, and I get the max rating reward easily with only shooting the boss. I will show you different versions of this build with different calibrations like rapid shot style and overflow style, and with different mods to get auto heal and auto reload, and I'm gonna give you the pros and cons. So let's jump into the build details. Our main weapon triggers Sharpnel every 12 hits. You can pause and read the description, but basically bigger the mag, better the damage. And here's a quick and simple explanation for Sharpnel. It's basically your bullet fragments hitting different body parts of your target, including weak spots, and it can crit for more damage, which is great. Only downside is further your target, lower the damage. On the next big update on December 19th, this weapon will get a buff or rework, so this exact same build will perform even better. For the weapon calibration, I'm using rapid shot style with double crit rate. I also crafted another gun with overflow style, but rapid shot has better DPS. Overflow is good in certain situations where you can just hunker down and keep shooting. It's also good for beginners who don't have good mods with high magazine capacity, so they can have an easier time making the build. For the attachments, I'm using these to keep a balance between accuracy and stability. You can go for more accuracy if you want, especially if you're using overflow style calibration. I mainly use tungsten AP rounds, but in this video I'm using smart ammo for slightly higher DPS. For the secondary weapon, there are three options. Crossbow gives me the highest DPS, but it's annoying to play, so I mostly use wildfire or bingo sniper as it's easier to get bullseye with them, and of course with way less reloading. Use any rapid shot style calibration with these weapons for faster fire rate and bigger mag size. Stats don't matter. For the melee weapon, use Lone Axe to get Fortress Warfare, which will give you a nice DPS boost, which you can enhance further by using the right cradle perks, which I'll show you later. For the armor, I'm using 4-piece Lone Wolf for two reasons. Number one, higher ammo capacity is crucial for this build, and number two, this is a crit focused build, and Lone Wolf gears boost your crit rate and crit damage. I'm using 1-piece Bastille armor for the 10% weapon damage, and the best key armor for this build is Cage Helmet to maximize your sharpnel damage. You can start with Beret, which is free, but buy the Cage Helmet when you have enough star chrome. Now let's take a look at the quality mods, which is the main reason for insane DPS boost. For any sharpnel crit build, we need violent mods with high crit damage, weapon damage, and damage versus great ones and elite bosses, just like this mask mod. Sharpnel Carnage is another option, but Targeted Strike is better for a higher DPS crit build. For my head, I'm using Momentum Up Violent for more DPS. Fateful Strike is another option, which gives me 54 total crit rate, but it lowers the DPS. For the chest, I'm using a blue mod for more crit rate and damage, but another great option I often use is Rejuvenating Violent for the auto heal effect. For the pants, I'm using Deadshot Violent, and here's the tricky part. I actually have a slightly better Deadshot mod without the magazine capacity, which I use with other weapons, but I get more DPS and damage per clip if I use mods with high magazine capacity. For the hands, I'm using Crit Boost, which is better than Crit Amplifier for this build, because I already have high crit damage with 4 of my mods having gold crit damage stat. Use Amplifier if you have low crit damage, or test your DPS with both mods before choosing what's best for your build. For the shoes, there are three options. First, slow and steady, and I switch between these two. Just like the Deadshot mod, I get slightly higher DPS and damage per clip if I use the mod with mag size, even though the other mod is far better. Good thing is we can be a little flexible with this build, so if you have a good weak spot or precision mod with high magazine capacity, you can go with that and your DPS won't suffer, especially against targets with weak spot. Secondly, you can use Ruthless Reaper Violent, preferably with crit damage, weapon damage, and damage against normal enemies for doing certain public events, point of interest, or quests. With this mod, you'll never have to reload. The third option is the best one for solo players, which is the Covered Advance mod with Violent suffix, but when I play in a team, I don't get all the aggro, so I use the Slow and Steady mod instead, paired with Rejuvenating Chest mod for the auto heal, and I always drink malt ale to prevent sanity drop. For the main weapon mod, I'm using Shatter Them All Violent, again prioritizing the same stat, crit damage, weapon damage, and damage against great ones or elite enemies. There's an auto reload mod called Sharpnel Souvenir, but it's not survivable for this build. It's way better for the Sharpnel Assault Rifle Lost Valor. For all three secondary weapon options I've showed before, I'm using the same Bullseye mod. And for my melee weapon, I'm using Final Territory Fortress Warfare. Oh, and I forgot to add, I'm using K9 Skull as my deviation. I have a level 5 one which provides slightly higher damage against the target I'm attacking, but this one comes with the trait Crackshot, which gives me a global 5% weapon damage against everything. Let me show you the stats real quick. To boost your max HP, upgrade the blueprint level of your armors starting with your jacket. I was playing the Jaws pistol build earlier, so I upgraded my mask and my helmet for the psi intensity, but it doesn't matter for Sharpnel build. We can easily level up our blueprint through conversion like this, but I won't do that now because I will move to a different server in a few days. Okay, so I've got a decent crit rate, crit damage, and weapon damage. Most of the time we fight elite enemies, so it's better to have a lot of elite damage and great one damage. Get those stats as high as you can. And my sharpnel damage is buffed because I always eat canned meat even when I'm not fighting. It's just so easy to make and it provides 25% sharpnel damage boost. But for the maximum DPS, you need crumbly breads and you can fish for C-Bus. I'll quickly show you how to get the most out of your food. So I have a level 5 Berserkosaurus, which is basically an upgraded chef, and you can get it from the season gold shop with 5000 Mitsuko's mark. But it's a gamble, you might not get it in the first try, so keep that in mind. I've heard of one drink that directly boosts your DPS for Sharpnel build. It's Pristine Mill, which you rarely get from farming. I've never seen it myself. If you can verify this, let us know in the comment. One last thing that can boost your DPS is using a particular animal hide for crafting your mask. I'm using normal deer hide, but you can no-life this and keep skinning animals till you get what you want. And if you're in a winter server, you'll get a nice damage buff from the thermal tower. Alright, so this is my cradle setup. You can copy this and it might not be the same for you in your server. If you want to change anything from this, I'd say get rid of one of the Fortress Warfare perks because we don't use it regularly like the Bullseye, especially now that we cannot get the buff without cancelling animation. Alright, this was my first Once Human build video. Hope you liked it and got benefited from it. I'm not a veteran player, so leave any suggestions or tips in the comment on how I can improve the build or the video. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment. Thanks for watching guys. See you on the next one.